Hello everyone and welcome to the hands-on demo on Amazon ElastiCache. So in this demo, we will create an Aurora serverless MySQL cluster with some sample product data. Then we'll deploy ElastiCache serverless for Valkey with IAM authentication. We'll configure VPC networking and security groups for secure communication. We'll create VPC endpoints for Lambda to access AWS services. We'll build and deploy a Lambda function implementing cache aside pattern using the official Glide client. We'll test the complete system and observe performance improvements. We'll monitor cache metrics and validate the caching behavior. And finally, we'll clean up all the resources. So this is the visual representation. And here we have AWS Lambda. So this Lambda will check first from the ElastiCache where the data is there. So if the data is there, it's called a cache hit. In the sense, the data was found. So this is a hit. If the data is not there in the cache, then it will go to the Aurora database and fetch the data. It will retrieve the data, and then it will make a call and make sure the data is cached into ElastiCache. So this is the first time. So next time onwards, if a Lambda function needs the data, it will come here. It will find that okay, data is there, so it will not make a call here. So this will be a cache hit. So first time it will be a cache miss, and it will fetch from here. So this is much faster because this is in memory, and this will fetch from the database. And you can imagine if this is a front-end application, so this is how it will make the call to ElastiCache first, and if the data is not found, then it goes to the database. So this is a typical enterprise pattern. And here we have secrets manager, which will store the credentials which is used to connect to Aurora database. And we have Lambda execution role, and Lambda function will use this IAM role to communicate with ElastiCache and Aurora. And Lambda will also get the secrets from here, and then only it will make a connection call to Aurora. So first is to create Aurora serverless V2 database. So I have logged into AWS console home. I am working in North Virginia, US East 1 region. I will search for Aurora. So click on Aurora and RDS. Click on create a database. So standard create, I will use Aurora MySQL compatible. Choose the default version. I will select dev and test. Then I will provide a name for the database. So I'll just call it Aurora demo. And admin user is master username is admin, so which is fine. Just keep the default settings that store the password in secrets manager and the default encryption key, Aurora standard. And here instance configuration, make sure you select serverless V2. And the capacity units ACUs, so I'll just make it minimum 0.5 and this I will make as 1. And do not create Aurora replica. Do not connect to an EC2 compute resource. Virtual private cloud, so I'll just choose the default VPC. So these are all the settings, and so I'll just select default VPC and public access no, and create new VPC security group. So the default VPC and create new security group, and I'll call this security group as Aurora Demo SG. Availability zone, no preference, default certificate authority, and RDS data API. Make sure you select this option, and port number 3306. So under additional configuration, so this is a default port, and rest all is default. And under monitoring, I don't need to enable performance insights. I don't want to enable enhanced monitoring, but in production you will keep all the settings. This is for the demo, so I just want it to be up and running as fast as possible. And initial database name, so inside it will create a database name for me, so I'll just call it MyDB. And DB cluster parameter group, this is all default settings. Under backup, you can unselect all this and this is a default 1 day. I don't want minor version upgrade. Maintenance window, no preference, and uncheck, keep the default option, enable delete protection. So create database. So this will go ahead and create our Aurora database. So these are all the settings. So after the database is up and running, then we will load sample data into Aurora. So these are the sample scripts, and for this we will log into AWS Cloud Shell. So close this. This is getting created. Meanwhile, I can open Cloud Shell. So just click on Cloud Shell. Click this so that it opens in a new window, and come here and close this. So this will start up, and first thing we have to do is I'll set up these two variables, database ARN, Amazon resource name, and secret ARN. And once I have set these two variables, in the subsequent commands I'll just refer the database ARN and secret ARN. So first command will create a MyDB database. So this in our case it's already there, but just in case, this is how you will create your database. You will connect using RDS data API execute statement, and then we have to provide these two options, mandatory option, resource ARN and secret ARN, and the database type. Then this is already there, but next is we'll create the products, this products table, and this is the command. So --SQL create table products, and we have 3 columns. One is ID, which is the primary key, name of the product, and a price, and it is going to this particular database MyDB which we have created. Then we will run a for loop 20 times, and we will insert some sample data with ID being 1 to 20, and a product name, widget something, and a price. Once we have inserted the data, we'll just verify whether the data is created or not. So I'll copy this and paste it. So first I have to get the database ARN. So you can click on Aurora demo and click on configuration, and here you will scroll down, you will see this Amazon resource name. Click and copy the name. I'll paste it and add a double quote outside. Next is the secret ARN. So I'll copy this string, paste it, and this is over here. So copy the ARN, and this time I'll close this with a single quote because we have exclamation, and this exclamation mess up with the double quotes. So I have set up the 2 variables. Now I just have to wait for this writer instance being ready, because we are writing the data, we are creating the tables and all. So without this being ready, I will not be able to execute those commands. So I'll just wait for some time, and I will resume once this is ready. Okay, so after around 5-10 minutes, this writer instance is also available. So now I can go ahead and run the next set of commands. So first we'll run this command. Next is to create the products table. So I'll copy the whole thing, and this will create the products table. Now we'll insert sample data. So this will just run a for loop for 20 times, and it will add some random products and some random price. So let it run, and lastly we'll just verify whether data got created or not. So just doing a count of number of rows in the table. So I run this, and so we got 20 records, 20 count actually, not the actual records. And step 3 is to create a ElastiCache serverless for Valkey. So for this I'll go to the ElastiCache service. So I'll open ElastiCache in a new tab. and click on get started and click on val key. So val key is basically we had before Redis, and in 2024 it got like licensing change. There were some licensing changes and that made it like closed source. So the community forked the Redis version into val key, and then this is the currently open source and this is the recommended one version. So we'll just go ahead and create a val key cache. So serverless new cache and the name of the cache. So I'll just call it ElastiCache val key demo. So I'll come here and paste it. And the default is the latest engine version 8 default settings, which is fine. So we'll just customize the default settings, and we are saying that this will be going into the default VPC and which availability zones I want to run. So I'll just make it ABC. It's easy to remember. And security, so we'll choose the default security group. So the default security group, which is the default, the name is name of the group is also default. And no need backups and all usage limits. So all these settings are optional. So just click on create, and this will create the ElastiCache. So this is instant, unlike Aurora database. Next, we'll configure the VPC security groups. So here, this is the Aurora demo SG, and they have one more group called default, and default will contain ElastiCache currently, and this will also contain the Lambda function, and this needs to communicate with the Lambda needs to communicate with Aurora. So we'll open a port 3306 in the Aurora demo SG VPC security group. So for this, we'll modify the Aurora security group. So I come here, I will search for security group. I will open this also in new tab, and we have two security groups. So first we'll modify the Aurora demo SG and click on inbound rules, edit inbound rules. So the first change we are doing is adding this particular 3306 MySQL Aurora and this and traffic from the default security group. So I'll add rule MySQL Aurora, and if I just click here, click the default security group and click on save rules. So this is the first change. Second change will happen in the, so this is how the final setting should look like. So if I click Aurora, I'll just collapse this, and you'll see default should be able to reach Aurora, and this was the older setting. Next change is to in the default, it should look something like this. So we have all traffic within this same group, but just in case it's not there, you can, this is how you will add like 6379 in the same, within the same group. So I'll just showcase that also. This is also fine, but custom TCP, and you can say 6379. So 6379 is the port number of ElastiCache, and here this will be the default. Click on save rules. So just in case the settings are not like that, you can just add manually. So now if you click on default, this is how it will look like. So this is the final settings. And next we'll create the VPC endpoint for Lambda. So Lambda will communicate with two services. Basically, it will communicate with RDS and the secrets manager. RDS and secrets manager are public facing, so we enable VPC endpoint, and that will make it communicate with those two services privately. So that is the purpose of VPC endpoints. So I'll open VPC endpoints and show the current VPC endpoints. So I'll just open this in a new tab. So if I just scroll down, endpoints. So these endpoints are currently opened by ElastiCache. We'll add two more for the RDS and secrets manager. So for this command, I'm just saving I'm just doing a describe and saving this in this particular variable. So I take this and run in the Cloud Shell. And if I just do echo, so this is the default VPC, and same thing I can do for subnet IDs. So this will store the subnet IDs. So these are the 6 subnets and their IDs. And now we are just creating the VPC endpoint. So this is the command EC2 create VPC endpoint. This is the VPC ID. That's why I stored it in this variable. Service name. So this is RDS data. And the subnet ID. So this will be available in all the 6 subnets. And this is the security group. So this is the default. And it will create a VPC endpoint for RDS and next for our secrets manager. So I'll copy the first command, paste it, and I'll take the second also. And if I come here in the endpoints, just refresh this screen. So this is getting created. Next, we'll create a Lambda execution role. So we'll create a IAM role for Lambda service. So just select Lambda and we'll add some permissions. So I'll come here and search for IAM. Open this in a new tab. Click on roles. Create role. Lambda. So this means this role can be used by Lambda service. So the word technical word is assume, and this will add all this. There are 4 permissions. So first is to VPC access execution role. So this is the second screen. Paste the role name and make sure you select it. So this is the first. Don't click next. So this is part of the role. Next screen. Take the second permission policy, which is RDS data full access. Paste and make sure you select it. Third one, secrets manager read write. So I'll paste it and select it. And lastly, ElastiCache full access. Okay, and then click on next. Provide a role name. So I just call it Lambda val key role. And this is the trust policy. So this can be assumed by Lambda, and there should be 4 permissions. Then click on create role and click view role. So you will see the role details. So we have done creating the role. Next, we will build and deploy the Lambda function. So this will do it in the Cloud Shell. So first we are just doing a sudo yum update, and then we'll install, because our Lambda function will run in Python 3.13. That's why we are installing this specific version, and we need zip also. So I'll just take this command, go to Cloud Shell, just clear it. And this will do a sudo yum update, and then it will install Python 3.13 pip and zip utility. Okay, so now we can check whether it's there or not. So I'll just select it, and okay, so the last command did not run because it only did a yum update. I will take that and install these 3 tools also. So it's done, and if I just, so I can see the version. So it's installed, and pip, this particular pip version also. So I'll just type in pip, and so this is also there now. And now I am just creating a Lambda build folder where I will build my Lambda function. So it's an inside Lambda build folder, and so this is I'll show you the Lambda function looks something like this. So I'll just scroll down. So we are having environment variables initially we are importing some libraries. So we are using glide library, which is for ElastiCache, Valkey connection, and then we are getting these three variables we will provide externally: Valkey endpoint, Aurora database ARN, and secret ARNs. Next, we are initializing RDS data Boto client. Then these are the helper function. So basically this will pass host and port. This will fetch data from Valkey, which is the cache. This will set data to Valkey. So either we are fetching or we are updating Valkey when we have a cache miss, and the data comes from Aurora. And this is the entry point, Lambda handler. It will get the event, and this will get the JSON event object. It will pass. It will get the ID, and if the object is not in cache, if the object is in the cache, it will return. So first it will try cache first, right? So first it will check the cache. If the data is there, it will create a JSON object, and it will add a label also saying that it's coming from cache. Okay, next part is, if there is a cache miss, data is not in the cache, then query Aurora. So it will run the query, select name price from products where ID equal to whatever ID was provided. It will make a connection and get the record, and it will do some like processing and all. And these are some types and all, which it has to, like, based on the column, it should just have to do some conversion. And finally, it will create a JSON object like ID, name, price, and then it will store the object back to Valkey, right? It got from database. Now it should do some, it should also return to the front end client, which is the Lambda, but it should make sure that it goes to the Valkey as well, so that next time we can directly fetch from the Valkey. Then it will return the whole JSON, and it will say source is coming from database. So when I do the test, you will see this, the source label tag field, whether it's coming from cache or database. And that's all. I'll copy the whole code and go to Cloud Shell, paste. So this has created the file, and next step is to run this command. So this will just create a package in the same folder, and it will keep this library Valkey and Valkey Glide and Boto 3, and it will zip. It will create a whole package. So zip will do in the next step. So after this, you will see there will be a lot of files. All the libraries, all the dependencies will be in this same this folder only. And next, I'm just creating a zip with this particular like name of the function. So I'm just saying exclude this, but create a zip with all the contents. So dot. And I can just verify by doing a LSLH. Okay, so it copied twice, and here you'll see it's 22 MB and the file got created. Next is to download the package to your local machine. So I'll copy the command here and click on actions, download file. So this is basically just the location. So this is on at the Cloud Shell. So Cloud Shell, it's home directory, lambda build and function.zip, from where the source. So this is on the remote computer on the Cloud Shell. So this will prepare the download, and I will download it to my local computer. I'll just do a save as. So there is a folder ElastiCache demo. I'll just save it onto the same folder. So this was already there, but I will replace it. Okay, once it's done, I will then create a Lambda function. So here I search for Lambda. Open Lambda also in a new tab. Then create a function. So this is the name of the function. I'll just call it ElastiCache demo. And make sure you select the Python 3.13 default architecture. Permissions. So we'll use the role which we have just created, lambda Valkey role, and make sure you select the additional configurations. So this function will run in this particular VPC, which is the default VPC where our ElastiCache also resides. And select the all subnets. So basically this function, lambda function, will be available in all the 6 subnets which are in the all 6 availability zones, and the security group. So we'll just say use the default security group. So if you come down, make sure you select it. You'll see the security group rules, and then so these are the rules, and click on create function. So once you have created the function, we'll upload the zip file. So we could have done it directly, but if there are other dependencies and all, then we have to build the zip file locally or on the Cloud Shell or any other machine, and then we have to upload. If it's a simple single line code, then we can do it directly. So I'll just select the function.zip and click on save. So this will go ahead and upload the function. Meanwhile, I'll just check the next steps. So next I will changing the memory. So I'll just make it 512 MB. Maximum you can go up to 10240 MB. Okay, now it has successfully created the function. Now I can try uploading the zip file. Click on save. So the function got uploaded. So you'll see on the left hand side your whole function and all the package libraries and all. Next we'll go to the configuration and general configuration, edit. So say it 512, and we'll make the timeout as, make sure you change it. It is 3 seconds currently, which is very low, and if you forget to change this, your function will always fail, saying because 3 seconds is not enough. And timeout 1 and 512 MB. Click on save. So this is the first change. Next we'll add the environment variables. So we have val key endpoint, and this will be used to connect to our val key cache. So if you just scroll down, environment variables, edit, add environment variable, val key endpoint, and go to the val key service, and you will see the endpoint here. So copy the endpoint, paste, add one more environment variable. This is the Aurora database ARN. So come to Aurora service, and if you just scroll down, make sure you select the top part, Aurora demo, and here Amazon resource name ARN, and paste the database ARN. Next is the secret. So this will be used to connect to the to get the password for the admin username. So for this, okay, we can get it directly from here in the Aurora service. So master credentials ARN. So this is secret measures ARN, and paste it. Let me just paste it. Okay, so this is how it will look like. Okay, and make sure you click on save. So we have provided the 3 environment variables. Next we'll test the cache aside pattern. So we'll create an event. I'll just call it, you can call the event anything, and provide a JSON object. So come here and click on test and paste the name, and we are just providing a random ID. So let's say ID number 5, paste it and click on save. So this is our event ID and the whole JSON, and now click on test. So you will see it has this ID 5. So it has brought the product ID number 5 and the name and the price, and it clearly says what is the source. So this is sources database. That means it is fetching from Aurora. It went to ElastiCache first. It did not find the record. It went to Aurora. It fetched, and it is showing, and it's telling it is coming from database. Let me run it once more. It ran once again, and you can see it is cache. And this time it is much faster. You can tell from the duration. So I'll just change the, I'll showcase in database what is the time. So this is 241 millisecond, right? So this is the first, and I showed how it comes from database. So here you can see the actual time. So this is captured in screenshot. So database is much higher, but cache is much faster. So it went to database, it got it, it is showing, then it updated the cache also. So I'll just change the ID and showcase again. So if I just scroll down, I'll change this to 10, save, click on test. So here again, this is a different record, so it is coming from database. If you see the time, it is 732 milliseconds. Now I'll test again. It is coming from cache. It is 244. So other was 700 something. This is now 244. And I'll just do one more. So I make it 515. Save. Test. So 15. It is coming from database. Time is around 863 milliseconds. Test once more. It is coming now from cache. And time is much lesser. So this is the cache aside pattern. So we have tested this, and we can see the improvement in terms of performance. Cache is much faster compared to database, and every time we fetch from database, we should update the cache. So this can be, so because we just have 3 records, but you can do the monitoring within the ElastiCache. So if I just go to ElastiCache and click on monitoring, so here you will see the matrix and graphs. So this graph will look something like cache hit rate. So you will see all the like data stored, all these things. But from here, so this will still will take some time to load. So this cache hit rate from here, if you have like thousands and millions of cache, so you'll see whether how much time it is getting the hit rate. So if hit rate is high, that means it is designed correctly. So here in the graph, you can see it will look something like this, but we have very less data. Finally, we'll clean up all the resources. So first is to delete the lambda function. Okay, so it is not enough data, and this takes some time to actually start showing. But anyway, I will start deleting or cleaning up all the resources. So on the lambda functions, actions, delete function, and click on delete. And this got successfully deleted. I'll just close this tab. Next is to delete the ElastiCache val key. Cache, and you can just come to actions, delete. I don't want a backup, and copy paste the name. Click on delete. So this will go ahead and delete the cache. Next is to delete the VPC endpoints. So I'll copy this command, and Cloud Shell, I'll just reconnect. Or I can come here and delete from here also. So these two are the endpoints. I can select and delete VPC endpoints and typing delete. So this is deleting. This is just the, you can delete via command line or on the UI, both will work. So this is just to like make have it more automated. But anyway, this is getting deleted, so it doesn't matter. Next, I will delete so this is getting deleting state, and now I will Aurora database instance will delete. So make sure to set the demo instance 1 first, and actions, and click on delete. Type in this string. So this will take some time. Meanwhile, I will delete the Lambda execution role. So this is the Lambda execution role, and just copy paste the name of the role. So this will be instant, and so let me go and check. Okay. So once this is deleted, I will be able to delete the database cluster identifier also. Okay, so the writer instance got deleted. So I'll delete the main cluster also. So actions and click on delete. So I don't need final snapshot, and I acknowledge and type in delete me. So this will delete the DB cluster also. And security groups. So these are the security groups. I'll just refresh. I'll select the whole thing and click actions, delete security groups. So the default will be deleted. Later I will delete the VPC also. So this is optional step. If you want, you can delete, or if you don't want, if you so sometime if it's your dev account, like if it's your personal account, you can delete and you can recreate VPC anytime, just in case some resources are still lingering around. So for this, you can go to the VPC and click on VPCs. So there is a default VPC. I'll just delete the default VPC. So there are network interfaces. So just click on network interfaces and select all the network interfaces and click on delete. So currently some of them are still being, so ElastiCache is still there attached. So let me just refresh and click on key caches. So it's it's completely gone. Let me check once again and refresh this screen, and let me try now. So this will take some time. I'll come back and try after a few minutes. So after some time, I'm able to select all the network interfaces and I'm able to delete the network interfaces. If I go back to the VPC screen and click actions, delete VPC, and just acknowledge and type in delete default VPC. So this will delete all the objects, and for the next demo or whatever work I will do, this will start fresh. So what you can do after this, you can click on actions, just refresh this page once again and click on actions, create default VPC, and this will create a default brand new VPC. Okay, and so we were able to delete the network interfaces and finally the VPC also. Then I created a default VPC. And secret, just you can check, the secret will be deleted automatically, but you can just confirm once. So if I just go to secrets, so this is some old secret which I am not using. So other secret got deleted. The one which was created for because we deleted the actual Aurora database, so that got automatically deleted. And that's all. Thanks for watching.